Hello, and welcome to Wrestling with Poetry, Kalamazoo, Michigan's premier wrestling and poetry podcast. Today, musician Holly Pschigoda and Black pioneers in pro wrestling, the Wingo Sisters. But first, musician Holly Pschigoda, who performs under the stage name Hello Holly. Michigan born and raised, and a die-hard resident of Kalamazoo, Michigan, Holly is a creative at heart, a musician, writer, illustrator, and a lover of adventure. She's always down to hear people's stories, to connect and listen, something she believes we need now more than ever, to connect and be heard. That is her passion. Thank you, Holly. That was beautiful. February is Black History Month, so I thought I'd take some time to honor some unsung wrestling heroes. Ethel Johnson, Babs Wingo, and Marva Scott, who are the Wingo Sisters, though they wrestled under different last names. Ethel Johnson, Babs Wingo, and Marva Scott are from Decatur, Georgia. They would later move to Columbus, Ohio, where they would make the acquaintance of Billy Wolf, a wrestling promoter. Billy Wolf was a white dude with a lot of connections in the wrestling world. A former wrestler himself, he trained and toured a stable of women wrestlers around the country. Billy Wolf did know how to exploit wrestling talent. His wife was Mildred Burke. She was a world champion, and she also wrestled men and won. Around 1950, inspired by Jackie Robinson's Breaking the Color Barrier in Baseball, Billy signed Babs Wingo to his roster of women wrestlers. Soon after, he would add Ethel Johnson and finally Marva Scott. Mildred Burke would train Ethel Johnson, who was an extraordinary athlete. If you are watching the footage, Ethel is the wrestler doing those drop kicks so effortlessly. She's really phenomenal. You can see a documentary about these women by Chris Bournay. The preview is on YouTube, which will redirect you to where you can see the entire documentary. That name is CHRISBOURNEA. He is also from Columbus, Ohio. There's great footage of Ethel's children talking about training with her in the basement. She didn't want to get injured. You see, wrestling is real. You can really get hurt. And she would throw... well, you should see it anyway. Her son talks about getting thrown around, and the daughters talk about how she was really intent about not getting hurt. So that documentary is called Lady Wrestler, The Amazing Untold Story of African American Women in the Ring. And that director is Chris Bournay. Events. Saturday, March 1st, in Lansing at the Royal Scott Triple P Bar and Grill, Independence Pro Wrestling presents their wrestling event entitled Vengeance. Action starts at 7 p.m. The doors open at 6. Tickets are between $10 and $30, and they say it's kid-friendly. Additionally, Satellite Records will be having their weekly 5:30 p.m. Thursday open mic. And Satellite Records is located at 808 Southwest Nedge Avenue in Kalamazoo, Michigan, 49008. Well, I hope everyone is finding some sort of happiness these days. I know there is a lot happening with the fascist takeover of the U.S. government. What can we do? Well, February is Black History Month. Let's think about how people made progress in civil rights in America. That was done by boycotting. Economic boycotts in southern cities. This I'm quoting Kevin A. Young, an associate professor of history at UMass Amherst. That's fantastic. Economic boycotts in southern cities such as Birmingham and Nashville, Tennessee, played crucial roles during the civil rights era. A 20-month boycott by black shoppers of downtown businesses in Greenwood, Mississippi, brought legal changes to the city's hiring practices in 1964. The lesson is that major legislative reform requires mass disruption outside the electoral and legislative spheres. Without that disruption, it will be very difficult to win any law that negatively affects entrenched power holders. End quote. Now I want to share the names of some companies that either donated to Trump's presidential campaign or the presidential inaugural committee. That would be Elon Musk, who bought himself the entire presidency at $290 million. That's how much it costs. Timothy Mellon, $150 million. Edison Clinic for Drug Abuse Treatment and Research, interesting, $106 million. We've also got Linda McMahon, who's up for Secretary of Education. Linda McMahon of WWE donated $16 million to Donald Trump. British American Tobaccos, $10 million. Pratt Industries, $10 million. Uline, $10 million. Jimmy John of that crappy fast food restaurant, that's $3.1 million. Coca-Cola is on this list. Meta, Uber, Boeing, that's not too surprising. Goldman Sachs, Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America, Bayer, Johnson & Johnson, AT&T, Comcast, Verizon, PayPal, and Instacart and Airbnb, and the list goes on. I intend to boycott them. Yes, Amazon is on that list. I'm going to have to figure that one out. It won't be easy, but it's certainly possible, and I do think I'll be better for it. February 28th, Friday, 2025, is the Economic blackout. Show your disapproval by not buying anything, nothing at all. That's from midnight, February 27th until midnight, February 28th. Look, you don't want to pay for it anymore. You're sick and tired of it. I'm going to do it. I don't see, it's not that hard for me. I don't spend a lot of money. I'm kind of broke, so it'd be a bigger statement if it were somebody who had a lot of purchasing power and it was a big deal for them to take a day off. So I don't know if any of you are listening to this, but if you are, I'd love it if you would, and if you would show your feelings by doing that simple one-day boycott. Who knows? Maybe it will send a message. Good luck, everyone. I hope you found this podcast diverting. I guess at the end I had to talk about now problems, but there have always been problems, and we always seem to keep going. I mean, unless you're dead and you know it. But, I mean, if you're dead and you know it, you're probably not totally dead, right? All right. I guess that's it. That scratching noise is my dog has found a stink bug. So that's it for Wrestling with Poetry. Thank you, Holly. And thank you, Wingo Sisters.